Welcome back to Live Now Detroit. I'm your host, Bre Teamer. Choosing where you want to live can be an absolutely daunting task. Whether you're looking to rent or buy, there are so many factors that go into play. Crime rate, safety, job market, reputation, all of these things are what you should consider when you're finding your next home. And joining me now is Kate Walsh, Editor-in-Chief at Our Detroit, and Kathy Broock of Maxx Realtors to talk all about the top towns in Metro Detroit. Thank you guys so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Kate, when it comes to this list that you compiled of all these top towns in the Metro Detroit area, where is all this coming from? What factors play a part into what makes something a top town?
Okay. Well, this is our second year of doing this feature. Last year, we did it based on hot towns, like the sales, what was going the quickest and things. This year, we wanted to do what Detroiters, Metro Detroiters are really looking for in a place to live. So we did a survey back in November, and we asked them, we put down 13 different criteria and said, please rate these very important to not important at all. And then we took the top 4 things that they said, and then we researched those to come up with this list.
So, I read the article before you got here, of course, like a good journalist would, right? But a lot of factors, or some of the factors were crime rate and safety, diversity and inclusion, walkability, transportation. Yeah. How does all of that kind of play a part? And why do you think that plays a part into making something a top town, making this list?
Yeah, I mean, those are things that, like, might be I might look at 4 of those things and say, that's important to me, or I have kids in school, or I want to be near a hospital, or I want to be in a diverse place. So that's why we did this survey. And the top 4 things that Metro Detroiters said were access to quality health care, schools, public parks, and safety, so the crime rate. So those are the ones that we focused on for this. And then it might reflect readership, our readers, 40 to 60, so you're getting some who are interested in schools and some who might be more interested in healthcare. So, I don't know, I think it's 4 good things to look at.
So, Kathy, we know that you are a native Michigander, right? You've been here your whole life, 4th generation of a real estate, sitting right here in our Fox 2 studio. So would you agree with some of the things that Kate said here, that when your buyer is looking for a home in any of these top towns or, outside of these top towns, are these some of the things that they're looking for?
They are. And what's interesting is, with COVID, we had a lot of families come back to Michigan. So in that, the school systems were very important, right? People don't ask me about crime. So that was an interesting part of this article that caught my attention, thinking, wow, it's kind of unfortunate that became a part of the criteria, because truly southeastern Michigan is a beautiful place to live, and we really, all in all, are safe. So that shocked me, because the most important things are schools, community, shopping. I mean, who doesn't like to shop? But we have so many different types of communities to service that, right? We have, Utica, sweet little Utica, little Milford, right? But then you have Birmingham, which is, a larger, more cosmopolitan town, which, we talk about diversity. It's a wonderful place to be. So, yes, most of those questions are a part of the dialogue that I have with buyers, but not crime. So I thought that was really interesting.
I was surprised too.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought like a downtown, walkable downtown kind of thing.
Yeah.
But maybe that was, 20 or 30-year-old who didn't answer our survey.
Right.
Yeah, I know for a fact that I would be concerned about crime and safety, but hey, maybe not everyone's like me.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's what we were saying, is that we were talking about this earlier, that this is just it's not a normal. Is it a new normal that maybe is a part of the dialogue? But it's not a question I'm customarily asked. So.
And with the NFL draft that we just saw downtown, and kind of like the development of downtown and the evolution of that development, right? Do you think that this list is going to look a little bit different next year? Do you think Detroit's going to be on that list?
Detroit scored highest on parks, so that was interesting. Schools, we're looking at public schools here. We're looking at, I don't want to say, like, ones that you have to do a lottery to get into,
right?
So I don't know. I think it'll take a while. Yeah, I mean, Detroit is on one of these lists, but
Yeah.
not the,
Which I know is a first.
Yeah.
Right, so that just shows the growth and the change.
Right.
So as we move into kind of like this new era, this new generation of home buyers, right? I mean, I very well could see Detroit making the top of that list, but also things like aesthetics, like, you know, content creation is popular now and all that good stuff. So do you think that's going to play a role into these top towns, like aesthetically pleasing towns? Like I know downtown Grosse Pointe is beautiful, right? Do you think that's going to play a part?
Well, I think, you know, when people are purchasing, I know a lot of young people went downtown Detroit. I mean, it's definitely a location that is bustling and fun, and you know, the biking, you know, there are things that have happened to the city in the last decade that I have not seen in my lifetime. So I think it's going to continue to grow. There's no question.
Yeah.
There are segments of your life, they're passages, right? And so that passage is when you start having children, if you do, your needs are different, right? And so school systems are very important. And it's not that people don't drive their kids to school, because I do have clients that live in Detroit and they drive their kids out to the burbs to go to school or to Grosse Pointe or whatever. But some of those fundamentals I think are going to stay. You know, and affordability, we talked about this too, is, you know, the affordability of living in these communities. Right? So that is going to play a part. And you know, that was another question that we had. It wasn't on the list, but it's something to consider, because you could go up to Oxford or Milford or South Lyon or Plymouth. We have so many great communities, and Detroit as well.
Yeah, and last year Detroit did make our list, and we looked at 6 different neighborhoods that were growing.
Yeah.
Because we were looking at the sales and like the number of how the median price, how it increased, and the time on the market. So it was definitely a hot place, but maybe not, you know,
as hot.
No, that's hot. This is like best places to live. So it's a little different. That's what the market, and this is based on what people in their core are saying. This is what's important to me.
Okay.
Palmer Woods, the Edison District, you know, Arden Park. They
Indian
are
Village.
Indian Village.
Yeah.
I mean, they are very desirable. I've sold many homes in Palmer Woods, and actually, the Fisher Mansion, which I sold multiple times. I mean, it's sold for, you know, we're talking multi-millions.
Yeah,
right?
and that's a big number around here, right? Yeah.
So there's a draw, but I think this particular article was very subjective on what people were looking for.
Yeah, based on our readers,
Based
and
on the
also
readers, yeah.
almost like a dream situation. Like we're not even saying, what can I afford? It's like, if you could pick the place that has the best parks, the best schools.
And this is it.
This is it. So it's like your dream situation.
Yeah.
If those things are what.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today. To our viewers at home, you can read this entire article online. We have a link for you on our website at fox2detroit.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and Live Now Detroit will be right back.
Thank you, Bre.
Thank you.
Thank you.